What's going on, guys? So, a lot of you have been asking what happened with Turo and the issue with my 2012 Chevy Cruze. So, things are pretty much finished now. They took it in to, I took it actually to Hudeberg Chevrolet, to the dealer. They replaced both front strut assemblies, complete strut assemblies, the quick install kits with new springs, new bumpers, new bushings, new bearings, all of that stuff. They replaced a couple of the plastic pieces. They replaced the long broken piece on the passenger side I showed in the video. There are still some issues with the Cruze. There is just rattling, and it never used to do this before, but over bumps going under probably 30 miles an hour or so, rattling noises. Once you get up to a decent speed, no rattling noise. And I'm a mechanic, been a mechanic most of my life. I haven't even climbed under the car to look yet, but my guess is that we're looking at probably sway bar end links or the sway bar bushings themselves. So I went ahead and just ordered them without inspecting them first, because at 106,000 miles, it's not going to hurt anything to replace those anyway. And I'm about 99% certain that will resolve the remaining issues that I have with rattling. Other than that, the car seems to be in good shape. Turo paid out very well on that deal. They did. They kept sending me these extra payments, 200 here, 150 here, 600 there, 400. Like they just kept sending these additional payments. Honestly, I got lost as to what all these payments were for. Whatever. The dealership got paid. I got to keep all the money. My car is mostly fixed. There are a few things that I'm going to have to do on my own to it, and a couple things that I would have done anyway regardless of Turo. It was just coming time to do a couple minor maintenance issues on it. So I can honestly say I'm very happy with the outcome. However, I feel like the amount of time it took to get the situation resolved was just unreal. This issue started 11/19 of 17, and it literally just got resolved at the end of December. That's a little ridiculous, in my opinion. You know, I can understand if it had been a major car wreck where it required frame pulling, a lot of body panel replacement, paint to prep, and all that stuff. But, you know, a couple plastic pieces and a couple of struts. And it's not the dealership either. Like, when I took it to the dealership, they had it back to me in like 4 days. Done. Alignment, struts, and the plastic pieces ready to go. So this was all just a big holdup on Turo's end, which can be a huge, huge inconvenience. So for any of you currently using Turo or thinking about Turo, they have always taken care of me. My cars have always been repaired, so I've got no complaints there. Just you might be prepared to have to wait for a while, because it can be a very lengthy process. Another thing I want to mention before I jump off here is something I did not know before. If your car is more than 2 years old and has more has more than something like 25,000 miles, I believe is what they told me, they will not replace typically with new parts. They will go with quality used parts, LKQ, like, kind, and quality parts. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, they did put brand new struts on my car, but when I talked to the support people, they said that it would be LKQ parts, that all the parts would be replaced with basically used components, and that if a car was more than 2 years old or had over 25,000 miles, that is their policy. It's also worth mentioning, you should probably take thorough pictures of everything. I mean, you can't take too many pictures. You know, I don't know how you're supposed to take pictures of everything, but you may have to lay on the ground, get your camera under there, take pictures underneath the car, all the plastic pieces underneath, the splash shields for the fenders. I mean, everything. Because their policy is no pictures, no coverage. So if something gets broken and you didn't have a picture of it beforehand, they're probably not going to cover it. So when you start taking all of these things into consideration, it makes it very difficult to promote Turo. Very, very difficult to promote using Turo, because ultimately the burden of proof lies on you and me, and the renters can go out and just tear things up. And if we didn't happen to get a picture of one particular part And you know how many parts there are on a car, right? I mean, I don't know. I know there's a lot. So if you didn't get a picture of that beforehand, you're SOL. So, I don't want to say Turo's not worth it. Turo's worth it. I feel like it's still worth it. But you better be real careful and cover your own ass. Take a lot of pictures. So that is the status update with the Chevy Cruze and Turo. That closes this one out. I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe. Stay safe out there. Uber and Lyft on.